I remember giving up. He said, I just left it in God's hands. I grew up in San Diego, and we were scuba diving, and my dad, mom, and I, the three of us did it pretty often, and we went out a place called Boomer Beach out of San Diego. My mom and I carried the equipment out, and my dad had worked out close to the coast, and so he met us. And this was it was getting late in the day, maybe, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock or so, and we got our gear on and we waded out, and it was a really surgy day, lots of surge. We were getting thrashed pretty harsh, and I remember I would grab onto the rock, and the current would push us this way, and I'd grab onto the rock, and then you'd wait, and then you could feel the current, and then I'd turn around and grab the other rock, and because it would go this way, and so my dad, he grabbed each one of us and gives us the thumbs up. Let's get out of here. We're offshore, maybe, I don't know, a couple 100 feet. It wasn't very far. And we decided to go in. And luckily, the lifeguard, his shift was over. But he saw us go out, and he knew that we were in more trouble than we knew. We did not realize how bad it was. And so we get close, and my dad recognized that we were in trouble. He said, listen, we're going to hold hands. He said, waves are really bad. He says, this is going to be tough. He said, this is going to be really tough. He said, you hold on hands and don't let go. He said, and I remember he said, act as if your life depends on it, because it does. Do not let go. And so we went on in, holding hands, right up until we let go. Because life happens. And so we all got split up. I had lost my face mask, and so I couldn't really see. I couldn't really see what was going on. I did have a little bit of air left, and so I figured, I was just like it was in a washing machine. And I just figured, what I'll do is I'll go down, and I can feel the sand and just go up, and I'll just keep climbing up. I just kind of crawled up the beach, hand over hand, and then when I started getting close, that's when the waves were pounding me, and so I was in the shore, and it was just, and I remember just sucking on my air tank, and all I had to do was roll over. And I was so exhausted. So my dad finally got on the beach and got his wits about him. He looked on one end, and his wife, the mother of his 7 children, was on the far end of the beach. And I was on the other, but I was closer. He says a quick prayer, and he realized that he couldn't save both of us, and so he came to save me. He said, I said a prayer, and I knew it was the right thing to do. He said, I didn't understand it, but I knew it was right. Well, Dad, what about Mom? He said, I don't know, but that's not what I was supposed to do. He said, I knew I was supposed to help you, so I went and helped you. He said, I just left it in God's hands. Well, the lifeguard had seen us and knew we were in trouble, and he came down, and he gave chest compressions and mouth-to-mouth and saved my mother. But my dad didn't see that. He didn't know. He couldn't know that was going to happen. He just knew that the right thing to do was to go save me. And so he saved me.